Hey everyone, so tonight I'm going to be talking about depersonalization and derealization disorder. So in this video I'm just going to be explaining my experience with it, how I got over it, and how you can get over it too. So I had this disorder for about 2 years, I think. So yeah, I'll just talk about my experience first. I'll try to condense it as much as possible because it's pretty long. But yeah, so I got it my senior year of high school after smoking pot. That's a pretty common trigger for this disorder in a lot of people. But I guess I'll just go back to that night and describe like what happened. So I'd taken about 2 to 3 bong hits. I didn't feel anything at first, but and then it hit me pretty hard. Like everything. Like, I'd smoked pot about 3 times before this, and I had a pretty normal high, it was fine, it was fun, whatever. But, this time was much different. Pretty much changed my life, but anyway, so what happened was, after I smoked it, like, everything just started becoming, like, unreal, dream-like, like, fake. Like, nothing seemed real is the best way to describe it. And I felt like disconnected from my body, like almost like I was out of my body. Like I got up because I was freaked out. I was gonna go downstairs and splash some cold water on my face or whatever. I was like, all right, it's just the weed. I'm feeling really high, whatever. I don't need to freak out about this. But when I was walking down the stairs, it was almost like I was out of control. Like I wasn't controlling myself. It really freaked me the fuck out. Like, it was scary. I thought I was, like, going insane or something. Like, but anyway, like, yeah, I can honestly say it was probably the worst night of my life. But, so I went upstairs, and I tried to go to sleep, and somehow I did manage to fall asleep, even though my heart was racing, like, crazy. But, so the next day I woke up, I felt fine, actually. Until about halfway through the day, like, all those feelings and sensations like just came back and hit me like even harder, like twice as hard, and like that's when I really started to panic because I knew something was wrong. Like weed's not supposed to do that. So like I tried to calm myself down. I was thinking like, okay, maybe it's just the drugs haven't worn off or whatever. I'll probably be fine tomorrow if I go to sleep, whatever. So I went to sleep. I woke up the next day, and sure enough, I still had these symptoms. They hadn't gone away at all. So, I was pretty freaked out about this. Like, I knew something was wrong. Like, I knew something was seriously wrong with me. Like I thought I might have, like, triggered schizophrenia or something. Like, that was, like, the first thought that came into my mind. Like, I thought I had just completely lost my mind. Like, but anyway, like a week passed, 2 weeks, still had this shit. About a month passed, and that's when I think I told my mom, I think, and I went to the doctor and I told him about it, and he had no idea what the fuck I was talking about. Neither did my parents. So he couldn't do anything for me. And then I just basically, like, I told everyone, I was like, alright, I'm feeling better, just to get everyone off my back, not to worry. But so, I went on with my life. It was pretty shitty, having panic attacks every 5 seconds, I couldn't even focus on anything in my life. Like, I would constantly be thinking about, like, these really big, deep questions, like what is the origin of the universe, what is reality, what is the meaning of life, and then, but it didn't stop there. Like, I would literally question everything. Like, I'd see a tree, and, like, I'd be like, what the fuck is a tree? Like, it was just ridiculous, It was almost like my entire life, like, it's like a veil had been lifted from me, like, and everything that I had thought to be real was just like an illusion. Like, it's kind of strange. If you haven't had this disorder, you really can't relate. Um, but so the months passed, I still had no idea what was wrong with me. I got on the internet like 24/7 just trying to figure out what I had. And I was scaring myself seeing like the symptoms to like schizophrenia or whatever, like kind of like being stupid and like matching up my symptoms with that, like thinking, oh man, I probably have schizophrenia, but I didn't end up having that. So about probably 6 or 7 months in after I had this, and I had it for like 24/7 straight. Like there was no break. Like it was just constant. I had depersonalization, derealization. But eventually I found this thing on the internet. I was talking about this thing called depersonalization, derealization, and all my symptoms kind of matched up, and I kind of concluded that's probably what I had. So about a year passed, I think. Yeah, about a year. And I eventually made an appointment with a psychiatrist because I really couldn't take it anymore. I wanted to, see if they could maybe prescribe me some anxiety medicine or whatever to help me. So yeah, I made an appointment with a psychiatrist. It's exactly what she did. She gave me lorazepam or something like that, some benzo, I don't know. But yeah, it was lorazepam. And she also prescribed me Prozac, which didn't do shit. The lorazepam kind of helps the anxiety. Like, I could actually kind of relax for once, but it didn't get rid of the dissociation or anything, or unreality. But, so yeah, like, I think over the summer, I actually met Jeff Abigail. I don't know if you guys know him. He's a pretty smart guy. He wrote 2 books on depersonalization, Stranger to Myself and Feeling Unreal. But anyway, so I went to he has a coffee shop in Virginia, and I went in and talked with him, and we talked for a while. It was really nice to actually talk to somebody in person who's had this disorder. And he told me like about his experience with medication and stuff. And in his book, he had listed a few medications that were known to help with this disorder in some people, not everyone. And I was lucky, and I was able to find a medication that pretty much worked for me. I mean, I came back to Massachusetts, which is where I live. I asked my psychiatrist to prescribe me Anafranil, or clomipramine is the generic, because I had read about it, and some people have had success with it. And she agreed to prescribe me it. And I started taking it. Didn't really notice anything at first. About a week into it, I kind of felt my symptoms lift a little bit. It might have been placebo or something, I don't really know. But maybe about a month in is when I really noticed a difference. And, like, it really, like, it wasn't just all of a sudden, like, I snapped out of it. But it was kind of gradual. Like, I didn't even realize I didn't have it anymore. It was just until, like, I thought one day, I was like, wait a minute, I don't think I really have this thing anymore. And, yeah, it was great, I finally got out of this thing. Like, depersonalization and derealization, it's a living hell. Like, it's one of the worst things that you can ever go through. Like, so yeah, the medication helped. Pretty much got me out of the hole. I took that for a while. I'm not on it anymore because I was kind of sick of the side effects. The side effects are not so nice. But yeah, like, I stopped taking it, and the symptoms kind of have come back. I'm probably going to go back on it eventually, but I'm not really in that same negative state that I was constantly in for about 2 years. It's more kind of like it's hard to describe. Like, I'm pretty much over it. Like, I don't really have the symptoms intense at all anymore. Occasionally, like, some days I will feel a little dissociated, but it's not really that bad anymore. Like, I think the medication kind of like, it's like almost like I got past it. Like, it doesn't really bother me anymore. Like, I don't even think about it hardly. But yeah, I probably will eventually go back on it. But so what I suggest for you people who have it, I know it sucks, but you just gotta keep staying positive. Easier said than done, but you're not crazy. You'll get over it eventually. But yeah, I suggest you buy both of, or not. You don't have to buy any books, but do some. If you can, get the books by Jeff Abigail. First one's the first one is Feeling Unreal. The second one is Stranger to Myself. You can get them on Amazon or whatever. Some Barnes and Noble sell it, I think. But just read those books. Just inform yourself, and you can go down the medication route. That worked for me. You can try psychotherapy. The problem is a lot of psychiatrists and psychologists, they don't even know about this. Like, it's pretty ridiculous. Like, the medical community is really misinformed about this disorder. Like, nobody's even heard of it, like, that I know. So, yeah, it's kind of hard to find someone who actually knows about it, but, yeah, so yeah, you can try psychotherapy, whatever. I think, trying to think of the name of this thing that acceptance and commitment therapy. I think I have that wrong, but acceptance and commitment therapy. You can look into that. But yeah, if you're not afraid to try a medication, I really suggest it because it can help in certain people, especially if your depersonalization was triggered by pot like me. It's probably more likely to work because, I mean, I could be wrong, but yeah, so I guess that wasn't too much good advice, but yeah, and it's called Anafranil, or clomipramine is the generic. So if you want to check that medication out or whatever, there's also Marplan, which is an MAOI, which is also known to be pretty effective with depersonalization. The other tricyclics, because Anafranil is a tricyclic antidepressant. There's some other ones that can work. Prozac didn't do shit for me, so it probably won't do anything. I mean, it might help the anxiety, but I don't recommend that one. And I also read that opiates are supposed to help with depersonalization, but again, I don't recommend that because for obvious reasons. But anyway, I wish you all the best of luck, and thanks for watching this video.